Hi everyone, I'm Margarita Muradova, a personal stylist and fashion consultant from Kyiv, Ukraine. And in today's video, we're going to talk about ways in which you can transfer your look from day to night time, and then also make sure that it's comfortable for you and it works for the everyday, and you don't have to necessarily keep a lot of like spare stuff with you and wear a lot of stuff with you and take like a separate bag with like heels, etc., in order to transfer your outfit for the nighttime and to make it nighttime appropriate. So we're gonna make this as efficient as possible. So without further ado, let's get into this video. And also just letting you know that till the end of this brutal Russian war in Ukraine, there are going to be a lot of links, helpful links about the state of affairs in Ukraine at the moment down below in the info box. There's going to be links to help Ukraine fight this war and fight Russia in this bloody war. And I mean links to armed forces accounts, and also links to help our refugees and people who suffered to some degree during this war. So all of these things are going to be permanently in the info box under any and every of my videos on this channel and also on my Ukrainian channel. And if you feel like you could spare like $1 or $2 or something, this would be very, very helpful to help us fight this war, because I'm currently in Kyiv, Ukraine. I'm shooting this video in Kyiv, Ukraine. And for example, yesterday we had some air raids, and these air raids usually mean that there were some missiles, Russian missiles, fired into Ukraine at different parts of Ukraine. And you never know where they land, and there's a lot of destruction happening still, and there's a lot of it happening in different cities in Ukraine as well, and all of us are basically in danger. So yeah, I feel like we're all in this together. I feel like Ukraine is definitely fighting the good fight, and we have no other choice basically, because we want to stay, you know, a sovereign and independent country, and this is the only way to fight these invaders. So yeah, in case you feel like you want to and you have the opportunity to, definitely go and check those links. And there's also going to be some links to some trusted sources about everything that's happening in Ukraine. So basically some Telegram channels, news outlets about real news about what is happening in Ukraine and Kyiv at the moment. I feel like in order to make your look nighttime appropriate, and I mean by nighttime, I do not specifically mean like a show or something. I mean like you're going out with your girlfriends, or you're going on a date, or you're going to see a movie premiere or something like lighthearted, because unless this is like a red carpet event, there's nothing you can do. Obviously, you can only change your outfit totally in order to be prepared for that kind of a thing. But if we're talking about cocktails, some coffee, or like a date or something, that's definitely workable in the sense. So the first thing I suggest going for, if you feel like, or if you know there's going to be something happening at night, you can go for a more like appropriate kind of fabric for your clothing. So I suggest, instead of going for your usual shirt or whatever, going for something satiny. So satin pants, satin top, satin blouse, because everything that's reflecting the light, and satin definitely does that. And by satin, I mean viscose, I mean silk, everything that has a satiny finish, because satin is not necessarily a fabric. This is basically a finish to a fabric. So everything that everything that reflects light basically looks more glamorous and more evening appropriate. And obviously none of us are usually like day to day, even me, are wearing something like a crazy, like a lot of like pearls or pearl encrusted tops, or something that's made out of crystals, etc. So definitely we need to work with what we can during the day, and satin is nighttime appropriate, but paired with something casual like jeans or casual pants or tailored pants, satin definitely looks very good and elevated, and it's not too much for the daytime. But for the nighttime, first of all, it's going to look beautiful, but also paired with other things I'm advising in these next few minutes, this definitely would work. So I feel like a satin blouse is the way to go, because obviously most of the time something that is you in your portrait zone, and your portrait zone is your face zone. So something that's in the top. Everything that's in the top is very important in order to make this impression. So if you want to make your look more nighttime appropriate, start with your portrait zone. So your tops, blouses, shirts, so jackets, blazers, whatever. And I feel like satin blouse is like an easy way out because it's wearable, it works for the daytime, it looks chic, it looks beautiful, and it works for the nighttime as well. It reflects the light and therefore it looks more elevated for the nighttime. Second of all, I feel like, for example, if you're choosing not to wear satin, but you're wearing, for example, like a jumper with a V-neck, or a cardigan as a top, or maybe a men's style cotton poplin shirt, what you can go for is wear a beautiful lace colored or like neutral bralette that first of all would be totally covered during the day, but at night you unbutton a couple of those buttons and you can see the lace, and it looks very seductive and beautiful and sexy in the most sophisticated way, I feel like. And me personally, I love showing some bra action. I feel like it looks very classy and beautiful, and it's seductive, but like not too much for me personally. And unless you're showing your whole bra, which is totally an option if you want to go there, it's going to look very like appropriate. So definitely for a cocktail with girls, for a coffee date, for your first date, everything is going to look absolutely beautiful. So wearing a lace bra, covering it up during the day, and unbuttoning a couple of buttons during the night. The next option is, I always feel like, first of all, portrait zone is the zone to go for most of the time in order to spice up your look. So most of these things are happening in the portrait zone in order to elevate your look. So what I feel like would be an amazing option is to get some jewelry, specifically statement jewelry, like a statement necklace, pearl necklace, for example, or a crystal necklace, tennis necklace, or a statement earring, and not wear it during the day, but pack it with you, and it fits into absolutely everything because jewelry is so dainty. It's not like, it doesn't weigh tons of kilos and pounds. And then at night, you just open your bag up, wear your jewelry, and then you're good to go, because everything that's in here in this portrait zone is going to make your look more elevated. Even if you're wearing like a plain t-shirt and plain jeans, like a blazer, a statement necklace or a statement earring, maybe mono earring, is going to look so beautiful, and it's going to absolutely transform your look. And the next thing I definitely suggest going for is getting just like a beautiful rouge lipstick or like a pink lipstick and using it as a lipstick and also as a blush during the night. It elevates your look. You look more put together and more evening appropriate, even though you might not change anything about your look apart from that. So you might not change your jewelry, you might not wear satin, but if you add a bit of a lip, especially like a deeper kind of red, like seductive, beautiful, rosy red, and add some to your cheeks. Just take an example from all the French women, they do it the best. It's going to look more elevated and beautiful. You don't necessarily need to wear like high heels and mini skirts and everything in order to look evening appropriate. The next thing I would advise is definitely going for a heel, but maybe during the day you can wear your ballet flats, sneakers, whatever, but then packing a convertible heel or a compact heel into your bag and then wearing it at night, because a heel can totally, absolutely transform even the most basic of outfits. So for example, you're wearing a t-shirt or a turtleneck and then pants or jeans and then a blazer or a jumper, and then heels and a bit of a lipstick is going to make everything look so much more elevated. That is basically everything you need to go to a cocktail event or something. You don't need to dress up like you're going to a ball, obviously. So you need something just a tiny bit more dressier, more interesting, The look needs to be more finished, but it doesn't need to be over the top. So just a bit of lipstick and just a bit of a heel is going to make it work. And my suggestion is not only going for like a neutral heel, but packing a brighter kind of heel, like a statement heel. So what I always suggest for my clients to have in their wardrobe is to have a couple of statement kinds of heels. So like statement sandals and then statement heeled stilettos. And I feel like those would work absolutely amazingly in order to transform the most basic neutral of outfits. A total black look, a jeans and a t-shirt look, a trouser and a top look, a sweatpant and a t-shirt look is going to look so bomb with statement heels. It's going to completely transform this outfit. So statement heels, you can keep them in your drawer, for example, at work, so that you don't have to carry them back and forth from your home. You can carry them with you in your shopper bag to work and then change your outfit. It looks so beautiful, and paired with like a lippy and then maybe a jewelry, it's going to look absolutely stunning. The next thing I want to mention is paying attention to textures and materials. Not only I am talking about satin, but actually if we're talking about blazers specifically, I feel like if you were to change your typical basic black blazer to a different kind of material, like instead of a cotton, going for some tweed, going for some satin, going for some like decorated stuff, during the day paired with a t-shirt and jeans, it's going to look like beautiful and chic, and at night it still is going to look appropriate. And also if you pair it with a lippy, it's going to transform your outfit altogether. So paying attention to materials that are not necessarily very like daytime associated. There's something in between, so not too crazy. We're not going for crystal covered blazer, but we're not going for a casual, military style blazer or a casual, typical, basic black cotton blazer. So something that's just a bit elevated, and then that might be tweed, that might be satin, that might be leather. Leather works amazingly during the night. So swapping your usual blazer for a leather blazer or swapping your trousers for leather trousers during the day, it's going to look beautiful with like loafers, etc. and sneakers. And at night you swap them for some statement heels and you're good to go. And last but not least, something that definitely needs to be said about a nighttime appropriate kind of a bag. What I suggest going for is something that fits into your usual like tote or hobo work bag, and then taking the small bag out with you and leaving your bigger bag at a wardrobe in the place you're going to, like a cinema or a cafe, or maybe leaving it in your car. So you have everything with you. The smaller bag is going to look definitely more like nighttime-y and less casual. It needs to obviously fit everything that you need it to fit, but it still looks more nighttime appropriate. And the last thing I need to tell you definitely is making sure that all the hardware, or at least there's some hardware in your outfit, is kind of more shiny and more eye attractive, if you know what I mean. And what I mean by that is that most of the time during the day, if you're into basic outfits and more minimalistic, you're usually going for something very neutral, like a belt with a very neutral hardware, etc., not much jewelry. But during the night, you're always trying to amp it up. What if you still stay within your basic minimalistic realm during the day, but instead of your usual belt, add a belt with a shinier gold hardware, and then add a blazer with a shinier, or at least like more statement-y silver buttons. And yes, you can mix gold and silver and it looks absolutely beautiful. Therefore, you're not putting like too much effort in your look or changing up your look, and you end up with a look that's definitely more like festive and nighttime appropriate. So these are all the advices I definitely feel like very foolproof that definitely work, that definitely make your outfit stand out, and they don't necessarily require that much effort on your part in order to look nighttime appropriate. You still feel like you still feel like it's still a continuation, this whole look is still a continuation of your style and your character and your personality, but it's just a little bit more of a festive kind of you. And let me know in the comments below, what are your suggestions for taking your look from daytime to nighttime? And yeah, this is it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!